Hello everybody, my name is Gilman. I like to collect a lot of toys, action figures, both old and new, and today I am going to show off a box set that I had to really track down to get a hold of. So a couple videos ago I did mention that Blokee has a Spider-Man run that has not made it over to the States. Even by the box you can tell, no it is not made it over to the States. This, however, is official. This is a import that I happened to come across from another video. Just to run through it real quick, I was watching some Transformer Blokee's videos because I have an addiction now to Blokee's products, especially Transformers. And they mentioned an AliExpress site seller. And I followed the link and looked at that specific seller's products, ordered it up, got the Defenders that I reviewed last time, and was able to get a hold of the first set of the Spider-Man figures. There are actually two sets out that I'm aware of. This set, and then the second set, which comes with, another set of Rogues and Spider-Man variations. So today we're going to look at all the figures, talk about them. I'm excited, and I'll kind of go more into it as we review each one. I think I should start with the Spider-Man and his variations, and then we'll go on to villains. First things first, the man, the myth, the legend, Peter Parker Spider-Man. Basic red and blue. This is a figure that I absolutely love. I had so much trouble in the last few years, trying to get just a traditional Spider-Man. We'll bring him up closer so the box doesn't get into frame. Here we go. I love how these are sculpted. You'll see it with Miles and everything too. These are so well done, and the proportions, like he is a thin athletic build. So well done. He's got the correct, we'll say incorrect spider, where it's 8 legs on the back. Decent amount of printing. The lenses, you'll see this on other figures too, is there a frosty lens, and then there is an actual piece of plastic behind it to fully solidify that color. But man, the lenses on these look really great. Obviously the chest, and I don't know if you can notice this on camera, is some of the areas are actually like properly textured. And again, these are in the same general scale as like the Galaxy Transformers. And man, the amount of detail they fit in there is amazing. Again, legs also have it. The construction on these was a little tougher than usual because they are more humanoid than the Transformer ones. But once I got them together, they felt really nicely set up. I want to say he's got a little bit of a ball joint on some. Some of the figures have a waist swivel. But yeah, such a cool figure, and the proportions are great. So just starting off strong, here's Spider-Man himself. Following that up with his variations, you're going to see him off to the side for a minute because we have him kind of staged here. Spider-Gwen. I'll talk more into the accessories later. One of these web thwips I have grabbed from another variation because it happened to fit. So Spider-Gwen, first off, there's the hoodie. The way this is constructed is the hoodie and the mask is one whole piece, and then the lenses. But same thing is like the really nice lens look. Really nice printing kind of hidden under the arm sections. More texturing over the top parts. And then some printing on the feet too for the ballet slippers. Nicely done. I will say I don't do much of the Spider-Verse stuff in regards to I'm a huge classic comics fan. Oh, looks like I got some gunk on the side of her head. Some dust. Ugh. Anywho, compared to the Peter Parker one too, she's a lot smaller, which makes sense. Another major thing is the articulation is updated on these guys, so double jointed knees. Some of the figures, so she has a single jointed elbow. When I show off, I want to say Miles has a double jointed as well. But really nice figure. I need to find a way. I want to make some, so as opposed to regular Galaxy figures, these guys don't have stands, which is a little disappointing. I would like something to pop them onto. I believe set 2, the Green Goblin figure, has a flight stand fully, so I need to look into 3D printing something for these guys to go onto. I might even do some fishing line for some of them. But, so that's Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, I believe is the name. set her off to the side now. Next is her partner in crime. I know that's kind of the major character, Miles Morales. And also, before we forget, since I did mention it, here is the double jointed elbow. Brings it all the way up here. The shoulders, the only thing I've noticed is that the shoulders have a bit of a gap in them. These are properly assembled. It's just there's a lot of freedom in them, so you very easily can get like a gap if you're not setting them up. Same thing with the lenses. Again, really nice texturing like Peter Parker's counterpart. He does have his accessories. So all of these characters usually have like either a thwip hand set or a slightly splayed set. In Miles' case, I believe he comes with the electric shock because I believe he has electric powers. Again, I haven't really followed too much into these guys, so I am a little behind on that. But otherwise, he has some paint on the back, or some printing on the back of hands. I'm assuming that's printing, not paint, because printing is usually their go-to. And this is rubberized too, so this is not going to have issues like if it, bumps into something or falls. But yeah, really nice little accessory so he can, fight his enemies and shock them. A little bit of paint on the toes, but I mean, his costume design to begin with is a very straightforward design. So really nice Miles figure. So have the Spider-Verse going that way. And to cap off the extended Spider-Man universe of figures is Spider-Ham, who, man, is he a big figure, at least bulky-wise, because, again, we'll bring Peter Parker back in. He's almost as tall as him. He comes with 2 accessories, by the way, so he has this hammer. He also has this hot dog. He's actually where I got the web thwip, the spare one for Ghost Spider. So you can either give him a hot dog or a hammer. And decent figure. Definitely, again, Spider-Verse stuff. Feels a little out of place if you put him next to the rest of the Rogues Gallery figures I'll show off. But he's still a cool figure. If this is your favorite character, I think this is a good set to get him in. He still is very well articulated. He even has a 4-fingered whip hand. He does not come with spare hands, so what you get is what you get. And yeah, again, the 8 legs that spiders don't have. Yeah, so that's Spider-Ham, pretty straightforward, We have one more version of Spider-Man himself to show off, and this kind of is a good transition. Before I move over to it, I'm going to show off the accessory that comes with the regular Spider-Man and kind of talk about the rarity stuff. So with Peter Parker Spider-Man, he comes with a thwip hands, and he comes with this little plastic piece that slides onto his head to signify the spider sense. I believe you're supposed to slide it from the back or something, and it holds on pretty well. I've actually 3D printed for somebody a Legends version of something like this. So it's cool that he has this. However, I was hoping to get the Chase a little bit, because the big gimmick with the Chase figure is he comes with an extra set of hands, and he comes with the web backpack. And I have a Toy Biz Spider-Man on my shelf that I've equipped with one of those kind of web backpacks. So I would have loved to have gotten a hold of that. If there is a way I can find out how to just get that pack, I will, because I love how this figure looks anyways, but that pack is going to absolutely, I would adore to have that, because that's kind of, I like the idea of a traveling Spider-Man if I do some photography. So worst case, I might make a custom one if need be. So with that, we are going to move on to kind of a transitional Spider-Man, because you can also get Black Suit Spider-Man. He does not come with whip hands. I'm going to state that now because I was kind of surprised that he did not come with alternate hands. He does have an accessory, which I'm pulling from the side right now. But you can get, I'm going to call him Bully McGuire, you can get a really nice Black Suit Spider-Man. He looks so good. I don't know how I'm going to take pictures with him, because I got to find something that's just as cool as this. His current pose I have him in, just absolutely amazing. Show off a little bit more articulation, by the way. A lot of the figures have a dumbbell bar joint in the neck piece, and then there's a neck piece that goes into here. Even the lenses, I mean, even, so well done. Simple design, but man, when done right, it can look absolutely fantastic. The accessory he comes with is a little more unorthodox compared to the rest we're going to see today. So it's this kind of like sludge attack hand. What you would do is you would take one of the arms off, and then you would clip this in, which takes a little bit of doing because this likes to move around. It holds its position, but it will not, like, it does not want to go back on with this accessory sometimes. So kind of this attacking probe. I don't dislike it. The one from another figure actually looks a lot better in my opinion. Oop, another run with the camera today. You can tell I've been recording a lot. My apologies, folks. So, but I think on his own he just looks amazing. Again, when they introduced the suit design back in Secret Wars, it was its own figure for a reason. Because, man, does he look amazing. It's good to have that alternative. I might even do that as like a Halloween picture setup. So that is all of the Spider-Man and Spider-Man variations. We're going to move on to the other 4. So you can't have a good Spider-Man set without some villains. And the villains they picked for this first set, I think, are a really good mix. So I'm going to start with, since I did mention Halloween and costuming, Mysterio. This is a villain that I don't really see a lot done with in figures and such, at least personally. And man, they nailed it. I really like this. I would love to see if they ever do future sets as a glow-in-the-dark version of this globe. Because I am an absolute... I've actually done... there's a toy called Plus Plus, and I've done a Mysterio build with glow-in-the-dark for that helmet. But the helmet doesn't really move around much other than spinning. It's got this really nice pearl look to it, though, to signify the fogginess. Some nice gauntlets with the details on it, printing for his outfit. The only thing I've noticed is this doesn't fully attach. This is literally just... Oh, focus. So these little leg pieces just kind of hold on there with friction. They're going to hold, but they are susceptible to spin a lot. The only thing... I'm looking to modify this. Another video that I may do in the future if I can get it done right is the cape is hard plastic. I would like to replace this cape one day with a cloth one because I love how this looks. I think a cloth cape will go really well with this figure. But only time will tell. I'll have to source something that looks like this, and I'll have to figure out how to mount it. But overall, even with that, it looks amazing. And his little accessory is this, like, again, rubberized, this little flame illusion mystery effect. Looks really cool, holds onto the hand. I might make a flight stand for him as well, just so he can kind of hover and stuff. But I'm happy to have a Mysterio figure. There are certain Spider-Man villains I would love to see more figures of, and this is one of them, because it's crazy which characters you don't see on the store shelves anymore. So having a Mysterio is really great for that. Moving on to the next one. This is kind of a new thing, too. So 2 of these figures do not come with accessories due to the fact that their weapon is kind of on them. And I know that's a little bit of a teaser, too, in the background, but Scorpion. First, I'm going to talk about the lenses again because he has green ones, and it has this hive look to it, which looks absolutely amazing. Shoulder pauldrons that move up and down so you can articulate them. A little bit of a ball joint in his hip so you can kind of swivel him. I have him posed like this because I just think it looks great. He has a tail, obviously, as all of Scorpion's figures should have. And they've articulated them. I like how metallic he is. The only thing is these little connectors, you have to kind of shift them out a bit to get them to articulate properly. And they do like to pop out a lot when you're articulating them. But once you get them kind of figured out, it's not too much of an issue. But Scorpion's another villain that you do not see a lot of figures for. Matt Gargan, man. I know he's psychotic in certain runs, but having something like this where, again, he's metallic, so he looks amazing. I do hope that they do a movie run of figures for Spider-Man, because I would absolutely adore having a Willem Dafoe Green Goblin. So, and this plastic, like this metallic green, would look just absolutely stunning. But it's good having another, like, Sinister Syndicate member, so to speak, here. Moving on from him, we're going to talk about a bigger figure. So obviously we had Black Suit Spider-Man, and they decided to at least have his companion character, so to speak, where you actually can get Venom. So here's Venom. Let me bring in Spidey just to show you the scale of how massive he is compared to Peter Parker's Spider-Man. He kind of reminds me of Lego Big Figs. And with how he's constructed too, it really shines of a similar setup. So the articulation on this guy is decent, but there is some limitations due to him being as massive as he is. So he has a ball joint on the head, but due to the neck, it does not have a lot of motion, but he can still kind of move a bit. Rubberized tongue, so that you can be disturbing to people. I just thought I have some glow-in-the-dark puff paint that's in green. That could be a good modification, is to add some to get kind of a McFarlane look to him, where he's more monstrous. But his articulation is a lot more straightforward. So basic hinges with ball joints in them, but due to his size are a little restricted. The hands kind of shift a bit. You can swivel them. I'm going to focus it up. But when you do push it, it will eventually just pop out because there's not a lot of room in this wrist joint. I mean, he's a character that's not meant to be very articulate actively, at least. The upper body does have a ball joint, though, so you can kind of lean him forward a bit more. He does have it printed on his back, the spider symbol, pads on the hands, as he should. The only thing I've noticed, though, is when I do the arms, because the way this is assembled is it's not like a full ball joint focus. It's this little rounded piece that slides onto here. Now, I think they did that. My theory, at least, is that when you lift the arm up, it pushes it out, but it doesn't fully remove it unless you, like, overextend it. Even when you overextend it, though, it has enough grab on it. So that adds a little bit to allow his arm to shift out so you can get better poses. He definitely should have gotten a stand, though. He is a little heavy. So if you don't... He doesn't have too much of an issue posing, but I do think if you don't pose him in like a certain amount of like bend and stuff, he will just fall over. Again, legs have a similar thing with the shoulders where it's the same build, so it makes it a little difficult to pose him standing. Also, I'm doing this on an ottoman, so we'll just do that. So, but he is still a great figure. He looks amazing. I still have him set up. I actually originally had it. I'm going to pop a hand off so I can show it pretty easily. The way they form the hand, Spider-Man fits pretty well on it. So I've had it where for a little bit he had Spider-Man picked up like he was attacking him. So it is still a good figure. I do think it's going to need some tooling, though, in regards to these big figures. And I'm curious to see what other villains they bring up from the symbiote world, because I kind of want to get a Screech. She's on the ride. I want to build a Sinister Syndicate team as well, because the ride at Universal has a different team as opposed to the regular Sinister Six, which, fun fact. Before I forget, too, Venom comes with this piece that can go over his arm. You have to kind of pull the arm apart, though, first, but cool little tendril effect, too. So, we have one more figure to show off. Obviously, you can see it on the box. Is Doc Ock is in this set. I think this is a amazingly well done figure, and the amount of posability on it cannot be overstated. So I'm going to bring him into frame. He is because of the tentacles, I'm going to tell you now, he is a large figure. I can stand him up on this ottoman because of how large the figure is and how well these claws can hold him up pretty. So let me get him focused up, though, because the box wants to fight me. We'll focus in on his beard, honestly. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. I don't know if in the new comics Doc Ock decided to grow a beard. It doesn't look bad. It just throws me a little bit. His outfit, though, is very traditional. You know, the bits of gold, the boots, the belt, and everything. Very straightforward. A little bit of texturing on the center. They really went hard with the texturing on all these figures. It's great. Obviously, the main thing to talk about is these claws. Using the same system they use for scorpions, which it makes sense. You do want to keep them pretty uniform. It's easy to pose. They pop into the back. There's 4 of them. All of these claws, too, focus up, the fingers are all adjustable. So you can pose every single part of this. It also means you can have him carrying Spider-Man and stuff. You can have him doing, as I have him posed here, like holding him up. Really versatile tentacles, arms, robotic arms. We're going to go with arms. We'll show off the hands too. The gauntlets are really nice too, since he has them behind his back, as he should. Even the back piece is really nicely detailed, but I will say it took so long to assemble this guy because, again, you're assembling 4 tentacles or robotic arms. I'm going to stick with that because, again, we're not talking about Venom. And then you have to apply the fingers to the hands of them. But he's so well done. He looks amazing. And this is, again, they have a lot to choose from in regards to villains. Doc Ock is a villain that is a very big one, in my opinion, that should be in, like, if you're making Spider-Man toys, he should be a villain you go for first, as well as Venom. Green Goblin is in set 2, but I understand why they would probably want to wait since he's going to take extra tooling compared to reusing the tooling for Scorpion's tail as the robotic arms for Doc Ock. Got it right that time. But man, the detail on him is amazing. Again, he doesn't have accessories, but he doesn't need them. He has 4 of these robotic arms, all of which are posable. It's not even like certain companies with a blue logo where you can only pose 2 of them and the rest are static. I mean, he looks amazing. It's good to have him. And again, Spider-Man quipping is still going to have to fight hard against this guy. So we're going to keep him in frame while I talk about any of the extra stuff. So, like most Galaxy sets, these come in a box of 9. This guy cost me about $50, I want to say. So, pretty average price for a box set. Instructions were decent. Again, there was still a little bit of struggle because these figures, I think with how they made them, are a little tighter tolerances. Every figure also comes with, I'll grab his specifically, just so it's fitting. Everybody comes with their cards. And again, these are imports, but they did mark the name in English under them, even though I'm very well versed in Spider-Man, thankfully, to know that that's Doc Ock. I feel like anybody can say that's Doc Ock, so that's pretty easy. As opposed to my Transformers video where I go, it's this thing. Absolutely amazing run of these, though. I am very excited when I get the chance to order the second wave of these figures, because not only does it have Black Cat, which, yes, but then you get Electro and you get Green Goblin, so you... Oh, and you even get Rhino. You get the full... You can get a full Sinister 6 set going just in 2 boxes. So, I absolutely love these. This is another run that I still need to do photography for. But once I do, I'm so excited. But again, if you're looking for these, they have not made it to the States. If there's enough demand for it, I will add a link to where I ordered them from on AliExpress. The shipping time took not that long, at least for me. I think it was about a week, which is kind of crazy. I've ordered stuff that takes about as long in States doing that. So, but great products. Blokees, please bring more Marvel stuff over. I saw the Champion editions have come over. But please, please, please bring more Marvel stuff over, because I absolutely adore the brand and you guys are doing such an amazing job. With that being said, I will catch you guys later. Thank you for watching me ramble about more Blokees products, but this time Spider-Man edition. And have a good day.